Hey everybody, and welcome to this channel update video. I hope you guys are all doing very well. I'm not doing so good. I've had computer issues for the last couple of weeks. I've been living that nightmare of PC computer issues, software issues in particular. Well, a little bit of hardware issues, I guess. I recently upgraded my computer. That doesn't seem to be the problem. Everything seems to be fine. I upgraded my CPU and motherboard. Well, I mean, I guess that it's no coincidence that I now have an issue, but for all intents and purposes, that seemed to go fine. My boot SSD, which was a little 120 gigabyte Intel like SSD. I've had it for such a long time. Like, it was really the only thing left from my very original gaming PC. And really that probably tells the story, because it's probably close to 8 years old and it died basically. It just kept getting disk re-error. When I was trying to boot into Windows, it would freeze in Windows. When I did get in, I could get in by weirdly adjusting the position of the boot in the BIOS, and it would just load the next time. It would freeze all the time on like Windows. It would be fine weirdly when playing a game, I guess, because it probably wasn't using the drive. It was, the games were on another thing. But I think it just died basically. And I tried originally to just kind of restore Windows, so kind of overwrite Windows as it were, like with new Windows, and see if that would work, if it was that some type of issue there. Try to install Windows on a different drive, but it was just being an arse. So in the end, I had to just kind of remove it, and then get Windows onto another SSD. Because of that, I lost everything on my C drive. So all my save games, all my apps, everything. I still have some of my games, although Steam is being an arsehole, I guess. And it means that because I've lost my C drive, my boot drive, and all my documents and stuff like that. I mean, I say documents, but you know what I mean, all the save games, all that type of stuff. It means that basically all three series I have going are effectively going to come to an end once I've got through the recorded episodes I had. I think I had about 5 for Minecraft, about 3 for Football Manager, and I think it was the last Skyrim episode I'd managed to record. I was wanting to do some more. Very, very frustrating, as you can imagine, because I was just starting to get back into things this year, just starting to get back into the swing of things. But this stuff can happen, it's super frustrating. I'm having to re-download games because Steam is just being an asshole about finding them. It's just not. It's just super frustrating, really. I wanted to have a look as well at what's coming out for the rest of the year. I feel like 2020 is a weak year. In terms of video game releases. I don't think people would argue with that. The reason we know is because you've got the reason is because we've got the release of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series 1X, or whatever the hell that's going to be, coming out. So kind of understandably, I guess, in a way, a lot of people who want to, a lot of the developers, etc., want to release their games for those new consoles, and so they're reluctant to kind of release anything. A lot of games have been pushed as well, the ones which were kind of coming out. So we saw Cyberpunk get pushed. We've seen some other things as well get pushed. I think Last of Us got pushed, as well. So yeah, it's a weak year, but I mean, maybe that's a good thing in a way. Maybe we all needed some time to kind of catch up with stuff and do all that. I kind of wanted to have a look through and just see if there was anything that kind of would pick up for me and have a look. But there's not too much going on, to be honest with you. I'm looking at kind of February, and there's not a lot going on here, to be fair. And then in in March. We've got not much. I guess Neo 2, I'm not really super psyched for that. I quite enjoyed Neo 1, but I don't think I would particularly want to play Neo 2. I guess people are excited for Animal Crossings, but I don't have a Switch currently. I don't intend. Doom Eternal, I guess, like, again, but it's not my personal kind of sort of thing. April, you've got the start of the Final Fantasy IV remake, again, not super up my street. May is probably when things start getting interesting again. So you've got Wasteland 3, which I really liked. Wasteland 2, Last of Us 2 should be really good. Hopefully as well as a kind of last hurrah, I guess, on the PlayStation. You got the Elder Scrolls Online Greymore, which sees us kind of move more into Skyrim, something I'm super interested in, although I need to reinstall the Elder Scrolls Online when it's like 100 gig, and my download speed is not particularly fast currently. So yeah, like a gig is taking about 10 minutes to download, which means it would be actually that wouldn't, a gig at 10 minutes, 100 gigs, that's like 1,000 minutes, isn't it? So it would, if I did it overnight, it might be okay, but it's incredibly annoying, like the Elder Scrolls Online, like the way it installs and everything. You know, if I, it's like all those online games, they just constantly update, constantly all the time, and it's super frustrating sometimes. I do actually want to get back into Elder Scrolls Online because I had problems before, because, well, I don't really know why I had problems before, but I did, and I'm hoping that with a new CPU, new motherboard, I won't have the same problems. It was just literally resetting when I was playing it. The game would just kind of freak out. It would have a power surge or whatever. And I'm hoping that maybe with like heavier like VRMs, etc., it should be okay. But we'll see. I've just accidentally hit Minecraft. See, Minecraft's installed and ready to go, so I might play a bit of that and try and chill a little bit, because I'm super stressed out right now because I love building computers. I love like the hardware, all that stuff, but the software just does my head in constantly. Like things just not finding. I totally understand why some people just have a console and they stick to it. They turn it on, they play that game. But it is, PCs are great, and obviously they're far easier to record on than a console ever is. From that point of view. So I don't have too much of a choice, but. It's super frustrating when something like this happens. I mean, I guess I can start again in Skyrim. I don't really think I'll feel like starting again in Football Manager, but we'll see. I might install Fallout 4 and have a go in that again, because I do love that game dearly, and it's comfort food for me. I don't know what else I would play. One thing I was very annoyed about was I was playing Odyssey at about 45 hours in, really enjoying it again, and Uplay won't sync cloud saves, so I've just lost those 45 hours, and it really pissed me off because I was really enjoying that again, actually, and it's actually a really good game. But there you go. That's what happens, isn't it? Cloud saves, eh? The cloud, yeah. So yeah, I don't know what else to kind of play. I guess there's nothing really that interests me for a while, so I'll just kind of play the stuff which does interest me. I have quite the catalogue here of games, as you can see, and we'll try and find something that it interests me and that I like. Whatever that is, we'll see. But yeah, I just thought I'd kind of give you guys an update to let you know that unfortunately disaster has struck. I mean, on the plus side, Windows is running fine now, really. It's running pretty quick, actually, which is good, and hopefully I can kind of build on this. And I'd always wanted to move Windows away from that drive, but anybody it isn't easy to do that. Like you're gonna have a hard time with stuff, but unfortunately I left it so long, it didn't give me a choice, and I've paid that price. It's not a total disaster in that, like, I lost a few save games. I didn't lose masses of work or anything like that. Nothing like that. So I mostly just use my computer to game on. So, I'm not going to go out and buy £150 backup drive or something like that and try and do that all the time. It wasn't worth it, really. But it's a bit annoying, But hopefully, we can find some games to play and that are interesting, and then, as we move into kind of cyberpunk territory and stuff like that, we can, September is looking really good, I think. There's some good games coming out at the end of the year, and I mean, obviously with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, coming, is going to be super interesting. From my point of view, the PlayStation, it will be the one I get. There's no point getting an Xbox because I have a PC and all their games come out on PC, so there's literally no point to it, other than it wouldn't be as annoying as a PC currently is. But obviously the Xbox will have some new stuff, so I'm sure we'll see some games come out there. It'll take a few years for people to actually really get their hands on it and exploit the new powers, but we'll see. We'll see. But just to let you know that what was happening really. So yeah, hopefully, I was just checking I was actually recording. That would have been embarrassing. So hopefully we can get something up and running and get some games going. If you've got suggestions, let me know. I've got quite the catalogue of games to play. So yeah, but until then, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.